Evening, everyone. TMA Sunday Night Live, where you choose the topics and we will discuss them. Let's get straight on. I was going to load up some questions with the bastard stream. I decided to crash before we started, but hey ho, we're on. Moobs Dino will be on later in the show to review the fantastic win for the women's team at 3-2. So we'll leave everything else to his magical mouth, shall we say, about 20 past. So he's coming on, but like I've already said, this is the show that you choose the topics and we will discuss them. And big shout out to everyone who's put up some topics. As usual, I'm with the Pidge and I'm joined by my glamorous assistant, the young man Dino. Evening, mate.
Yeah, you're all right.
And also, Canadian Dan will be back next week. He is notable by his absence, but everyone needs a day off. So he's taken a breather, shall we say. So, yes, Woody's come up with the first topic here. And apologies, I'll try and flash it up while we're chatting as well. He says, with the profits the Pozzos have made in this transfer window and the lack of investment, made you think this indicates their intention this season not to go up? That's Woody's point. I'll try and flash that up. So if everyone out there in YouTube and Facebook land, well, not Facebook, YouTube and Twitter land, like to comment on that. But yeah, Dino, first thing from Woody, mate. So, did you get that question, mate?
Yeah, I think this team's still good enough to go up. I think Pedro's going to go now as well. I'm not really gutted. Dennis and Sarr have gone. To be honest, they turned quite, not even last season, they're great. I would like to keep Pedro, but if they're offering that sort of money and, I don't know if we have got this debt, it knocks this debt off. And, we got to face fact, we're going to lose these players eventually. So why not now instead of being in the Premier League and losing them then? I'd rather lose them now in the Championship. And let's be honest with you, the Championship is a poor standard. Let's be honest. I'm getting a bit sick of it. It's a poor standard. Everyone's panicking. There's no need to panic yet. Christ, it's only 5 games. We haven't lost yet. We should have hammered Birmingham. We should have beat Preston. It's just one of them, our new front three who don't look bad. A bit worried about creating chances, but, they haven't played many games. You've got to give them, I don't know, probably 10 games till we proper judge them. They have got to bury chances. We are getting half chances. They have got to bury them soon, but I really wouldn't panic. At the back, we looked solid. Midfield looked okay. It weren't a terrible performance yesterday. I thought Serrao was outstanding. A couple of good saves by Batman. But, we are going to hammer some teams soon. I really, really wouldn't panic. And if we did stay in the Championship for 1 year, it really wouldn't bother me because we're not good enough to stay in the Premier League at the moment. Their standards just going up and up and up. And yeah, if we're getting, we're getting near 80 million for 3 players, that's great for Watford. And, we just got to move on. I think we're a bit spoiled as Watford fans sometimes. I keep saying it. They seem to think we're Man City and we're going to play this unbelievable football. We're not. We're a very, very small club. We're Watford. We're a tiny club. So, the expectations have got to be a bit lower at times. And yeah, hey ho, we might spend a couple of years in the Championship. So what? It'd be nice to see that Ford kid come on. It was good to see him on the bench. These are the sort of players that are going to get their chance at this level. So I'm afraid I used this word before the season starts. We're going to have it, and that's patience. And we're going to have a lot of it. There's a lot of frustrating games still to come where we're not going to win, and we should do, or we're going to play well and lose. But, that's the nature of football. And we're always never going to keep hold of our best players. They're going to go, unfortunately, because, like I said, we're a tiny club and we can't turn down big bids, unfortunately.
Yeah, I went on to enjoy the game as well. And I said this when someone posted up about the lack of investment so far. And I think I said, and he's he's perfectly entitled to his opinion. This is what we keep banging on about. These are the forums. This is the whole point of a forum. And Richard Short and Helen enjoy the game. I'm on with them on the forum now, which is a great forum. And I did say I'm going to completely reserve judgment. I've been making my opinion about this, but I will reserve judgment from now on until the end of the transfer window. I do believe it was a case of selling these 2 off and then reinvesting in the players that we really, really need. We've done quite well considering we haven't sold them off as yet. As soon as we do sell them off, we will be looking at another left centre-back, possibly another creative midfielder to accompany Loser when he eventually comes back, and also another striker. And I think then, like you said, like I said, that I don't see us getting promoted with the front three that we've got, even though, you know, the workhorses, they do work hard with a matter of, yeah, okay, Minaj didn't exactly set the world alight, but they do work hard, but we need that extra bit of quality. And I do believe they are already got replacements lined up for Sarr and Pedro. So I'll wait until the 1st of September, then I'll pass judgment on how we're really doing, or even 10 games in. If we get to 10 games in, that's past the transfer window, and that's a couple of games to bed in these players. And like I said, we've still got Davis to come in to be match fit. So I do believe he's going to make a great impact. Chowdhury's been excellent. So, yeah, I think transfer window, the Sunday after the transfer window when we're chatting about it, I think you'll get a bit more of a reaction from me as regards that. But yeah, I don't think it necessarily indicates that they want to keep us down. But like we said, last chance scenario, if we did stay down, but there was a clear plan in place and there's building blocks being put down, foundations being put down, then like you said, we weren't good enough when we went up last time. We possibly went up too quickly. You know, you can't really judge, you know, you go up. If you got to seize that opportunity when it comes at the end of the day, because you never know when you're going to go up. But if there's a chance of building something and then going up a bit stronger, then certainly you would take that. There's no guarantee that would happen. But yeah, if that did happen, stay for, like you said, a couple of seasons, built something with the youth and a clear philosophy of how Rob wants to work, the imprint of how he wants to play and how he wants to club and the discipline and everything sort of comes together, and then we did go up, then yeah, perhaps we would be much more in better nick than we did under Isco. And that's not knocking Isco. I just think Isco was in charge, but the team around him and how we operated just didn't give him much of a chance to keep his job, really, and give us any chance of staying up, because as you see, it was a complete disaster. There was no forward planning. There was no long-term plan there. We've got rid of most of that squad and we're left with not bare bones, because there's some really, really good players in there, but we need to have a clear plan and how we're gonna work this, to be honest. Dave said Pedro won't get in the Newcastle team. He'll be a sub every week. Best stay with us and get more game time. World Cup year as well. He's also said, Dino, you say if we stay in the Championship for 1 year, look at Sunderland, it would end up being 2, 3, 4 years. You have to do it while we're in the Premier League money. Maybe go watch the under 21s. Look, Dave, totally different situation with Sunderland, mate. You look at Sunderland's plight. If you actually watch Sunderland Till I Die, that shows what our situation, and Sunderland's is way totally different. They had an owner that wasn't going to put any money in. He's pulled the plug completely. They got rid of all their big earners. They had 1 or 2 massive earners still at the club. They were literally reliant on loan signings and free transfers. And they knew pretty much they were getting like Darren Fletcher. They were getting Fletcher, not Darren Fletcher, but they're getting Fletcher untried from Man United as their number 1 striker. So we've got plenty of time to go. We have got money. We're not massively in debt. Our owners are not pulling the plug on finances. So it's a totally different situation. We're not Sunderland.
Honestly, do you think this team, if it wins the Championship, is good enough to stay in the Premier League? Come on, honestly, this is a worse squad than the one that was in there. I'm not being horrible, but it is. You know, could you see them front three we got now scoring any goals in the Premier League? Could you honestly see that? Asprilla, very, very talented young player, but he needs a few years in the Championship, to be honest with you, to tough him up. Barcelona bloke, I don't want to say he's rubbish yet. I've only seen 2 games where he misses way too many chances. You know, I know what he's saying. You have got to bounce straight back up. It is a tough. I think the standard of it, the level of it is shocking, but it is still a tough lead to get out of. No team gives you it, but I think it's shocking by if we score 2 goals, you've won the game. That's how bad I think it is. I know we're not scoring 2 goals at the moment, but it seems to have that feel. We're not going to concede many. If we get 2 goals, it's game over. Where in the Premiership, you could get 3 or 4 goals and you could still draw. And, you know, I want to see some youngsters come in. I think a couple of years, you have always got to bounce back from the Premier League. That is right. I can't really deny that. But, you know, it's not the worst thing if we don't get promoted. Like you said, Pidge, if we're building, say, young players, get 10 games, say 4 gets 10 games and gets, I don't know, 3 goals, let's say, and then you see him develop into another good player the year after, that's worthwhile waiting. But, you know, we know the Pozzos don't like staying in the Championship. But, you know, if we do go up, they got to spend, being over-exaggerating, near 100 million to keep us up with this squad. Got
Well,
to
look
have at
how
least
much
6 or
Forrest
7
spent.
good players.
Well, look how much Forrest has spent.
Yeah.
I'm not saying
That's
spend
right.
that much, but you know, the thing is that we need a clear plan. It's all right. So, yeah, there's certainly an argument where we've got to get back up as quick as we can, and then if we do have a clear model and how what we're spending on and why we're spending it, and not just bringing in players for players' sake, which in hindsight now that's what we tried to do last year. Then there's not a problem. You know, I mean, you can never choose when you're going to go up, but I'd rather see us like we did the last time in 2015, 2016. You know, we had a clear plan before that. We brought players in that could do a job in the Premier League, and it worked out. We brought the right players in. We stayed up for a few seasons. Okay, the season we went down is a bit of a catastrophe, but the Pozzos at that time was smart and forward planning, and we got ourselves promoted. Thing is, though, the risk you've got of going straight back up. Okay, you can't really stop and say, look, I don't want to go up. You go up, which is brilliant. But then you don't want to go up with no clear vision like we had last time. We get absolutely spanked every game. And we end up having another shit season like that. I'd rather spend a couple of seasons in this division building something than go up. You know, I'd have the patience. If I could see something working and a clear vision of what we're doing, then fair enough. If it was down to just crap performances and there was no vision, then that's totally different. We've obviously got no ambition, but it's a double-edged sword. If you don't go up, you could be staying here for a long time because, like you said, it's a very unforgiving division. But if you do go up, if you don't go up in a decent state and spend the money wisely, then you end up getting spanked, and we have another season like last season. But you know, the promising signs there. We're second in the table. We're unbeaten. We've only conceded 2 goals. You know, the signs are there. The performances will come. And, you know, that's the positives out of this. We are in the top 2, start of the season. 5 games, which were really tricky games. Okay, we've got MK Dons in the Cup, which I think you're going to. I'm not really bothered about that. You know, it's a chance to blood some of the youngsters and see what the other players like the Shaq and the Hung Bows can do. But we've got QPR coming up, another tricky game. So we've got 8 points out of a tricky run. So it's not too bad. We've got the draws that we needed away, and we've won our home games. So if we win on Saturday against QPR, it's been a very decent run, to be fair, regardless of what the performances are. But yeah, I mean, we all know we need to sharpen up and improve, but I think hopefully that will come with, we've got the points on the board, a bit of confidence will now come into it. The momentum should start building, and hopefully then you will see performances come from that, certainly. Yeah,
it will. I think if you asked any of us, you know, at this stage, 5, you know, 8 points undefeated and second, we'd have took it at the start of the season. I think Rob's getting there, isn't he? He's slowly building it. He's making us hard to beat, isn't he? I think that's the first thing to do. Get us as a unit, get us fighting for each other. He's got them on board of that. And now it's the next stage, scoring goals. I think he will slowly move up to that now, concentrate. God, we need to work on our set pieces. I tell you, our corners are bloody shocking. Mind you, it weren't too bad Saturday. We were actually beating the first man, which sounds stupid. Should be doing that, everyone. But I think he's slowly getting there. He is building something. We need to get these transfers out of the way. It must be a pain in his arse, you know. Is he staying? Is he going? I don't like the way they treat us as idiots, saying Star and Pedro picked up a knock. Just don't lie to us. We know you're selling them. We're not stupid, us fans. We know. We know. Just be honest. You know, if you've got that bid, fine, just do it. But he needs to get them out of the way. Like you said, got a few more weeks. Hopefully the Pozzos have got a few under their wing they want to add. I don't know who, but they've always got someone. But, you know, if it isn't, this is our squad. You've got to deal with it, basically. It's tough, really. I still think it's a good enough squad to do damage. But, you know, hey-ho, we'll see. You might want to keep the money. You don't know how they're thinking, do you? And I don't want them buying a player that ain't right just for the sake of it. I'd rather them keep the money and keep it later on for the next transfer window.
Exactly. So, I mean, Dave's got pointed away. Yeah, go with the flow. But we went with the flow for the last 3 years, and we've got relegated twice in 3 years, mate. So we need if we're going to go with the flow, we need a long-term plan in place. What we're buying, they cut their cloth accordingly as much as they can. I'm not pro or anti Pozzos. I'd rather have them than a certain Bassini running our club. So let's look at the positives here. And certainly what we had under Pidge. So these guys are actually amazing compared to what we have had in the past. Like I say, transfer wise, I'll reserve judgment until after the transfer window. I do believe they've got players lined up. They're not stupid. They have got players lined up. The others, they wouldn't sell the ones that we've already got. But yeah, we're not good enough. We're not good enough to go up with this team. But let's see if what they can do the job. Forest and Fulham, there's totally different. Fulham have kept most of the side and they've added for what they've had. With Forest, people just, I know it's off topic, but people just think that Forest just bought like 20 odd players to accompany what they already had. They had 7 on loan. 5 of them were released on free transfers. So that's 12 gone already. 12, 13, 14 players have gone already. This is from Forest fans who've given me actual facts. So they had to bring in like 15, 16 players anyway, because they lost about 12. So it wasn't like Fulham, say 4 years ago under Jukanovic, who they suddenly spent loads and loads of money and brought in additional players. Forest had to supplement and bring in quality on top of what they already had, but they lost about 12 players anyway. So, the positive signs are there. Moves will be on in a second. Moves, I'll get you on in a couple of minutes, young man. I can see you waiting. But yeah, we've got the positive signs are there. If long as Rob has got a straightforward vision, and I do believe he has, then yeah, we've got a chance that if we do go up and he's got that vision and he's got a way he wants to play and what he wants to buy, let's hope we could avoid the mistakes of last year. But certainly it's looking good so far. 8 points, second in the league. Job done as far as I'm concerned, and then we can just accompany that with some performances coming up. Halsey, Rome wasn't built in a day, as they say. Lots of fans on the forums think we should be spanking teams 3 or 4-0 every week. It ain't happening. Halsey, I completely believe, mate. I think Dino, when he says, in a positive, it's a backhanded compliment way. One team will get a spanking off of us sooner or later. I don't think none of us expect us to beat teams 4-5-0, especially with the forward line at the moment that we've got. But we're certainly a solid unit. They work incredibly hard. They show commitment and passion. So yeah, it's certainly miles better than what we saw last year. At least they're at least they're working hard. They're not exactly giving us 9s out of 10s at the moment, but the job, they're getting over the line. They're getting the results, and second in the table. We can't really argue too much with that. But there's nothing wrong with picking out certain things that you need to improve. And same if we unfortunately did lose, we'll look at stuff that we need that we done well, and just move on from that. But yeah, Dino, mate, we'll get moves on in a second. With Woody said, actually, what does Woody said? No, it wasn't. Let me go straight onto it. Mr. Scott, who's been messaging me a few times as well, he says, should we look? Who should we look at buying before the window shuts? So we've talked upon this many, many times. We need a centre forward, another centre forward, which I'm no doubt we'll get. Certainly a left-sided centre back, another creative midfielder. But what's your take on it?
God, that's a tough question, isn't it? Now, Jesus Christ, you've always got someone like Diaz, haven't you, at Blackburn, who the striker. You'd have to chuck a lot of money, though, now for him, wouldn't you? The season started. Oh, God, we're thinking of Armstrong, weren't we, as well? But now that's too late. They're going to know we got money. They'll hold us to ransom. I really don't know, to be honest with you. I think it's going to be near enough stuck with this squad now. I can't see us adding much more. I really can't, to be honest with you. I think it's too late.
Dino, you're right, mate. Yeah, Dino said it's probably too late, but I've said I'll pass judgment on the transfers. We'll get on to the women's very, very shortly, mate. But Scott's saying, who should we look at buying before the window shuts? You got any things? I know we've got the lad from Peterborough would be a decent acquisition if we could get him. But is anyone else that you've been scouting around the leagues and sort of picked up?
Well, firstly, hello. Look who's back.
Hello.
Bit sunburnt. Apologies about the sunburn. Sunglass tan, that is.
Very tanned, mate.
I'll tell you what. I don't actually know who's available at the minute. It's kind of worrying because I think Dino just summed it up really. Because we're gonna have like 65, 70 million potentially to use, and we are going to get held to ransom. We're clearly going to get held to ransom. So whatever happens, we're going to pay over the odds for, I think. But I don't think they're going to go for foreign players. I think he wants English players, Rob Edwards.
Yeah.
He sort of made that clear from the start, which is why we've got so rid of many of the foreign quota. So, yeah, going to be interesting. I don't know. Tough one. How do you solve a problem like Watford just when you think you finally found a manager that can do it?
Yeah, exactly, mate. And Moobs, apparently, Michael Woody says Moobs has changed his lampshade, or it's lampshad. It's lampshad.
It's good to see the typo errors have not cleared themselves up yet, Woody. Very impressive. Unfortunately, the lampshade hasn't changed. It's still the same. Can you believe it? It's still the same. Antiques Roadshow coming up next year. Possibly this year at some point. He is sacked, but it was good to see him this afternoon. It was great. Got to be honest. Nice to see him. Yeah, cheers, Halsey. I'll get you back for that on Callie's Mixcloud, mate. You're Cinderella #1 tonight because I've got the day off work tomorrow. So
brilliant, mate. Yeah, so fantastic result for the women, mate. So how did it go, mate? Your review, fella.
Absolutely brilliant. Firstly, great to be back watching the girls play after the heartbreak of the end of last season, getting relegated on the final day. That was one thing that was a very bitter pill to swallow. I've now managed to swallow it and move on from it. But yeah, great to see it. Great to see the girls back this year. Loads of new players, 14 new players in the first team this year. Big clear out happened over the summer. Wish all of the girls that were released all the best. I know quite a lot of them have found new clubs now. Some of them we're going to be going up against this season. They're already at teams. So that's going to be good. But yeah, brilliant today. For those that don't know, Watford women played Gillingham women and ran out 3-2 winners. A fantastic game, very end-to-end, but I will admit that. But yeah, a truly great result. Players making their debut, playing brilliantly. Helen Ward getting one of the goals. A lovely little dink over the keeper from about 18 yards out. That's enough to put a smile on all our faces again. New signing Bianca Baptiste from Crystal Palace. Drilled one in as well, just right on half time. So how to change a half time team talk when you're desperate, when you're behind. Smash one in on your right foot from about 15 yards out and leave the keeper no chance is how you do that. But yeah, fair play to Gillingham. They gave it absolutely everything. They're not a team to be messed with or taken lightly, come to think of it. National League South, it is a tough old league. You guys might remember I used to talk about the National League South in the men's and how tough it is. This is the women's version, and it's even tougher because everyone is going for it. The standard since Watford were last in it, it's gone right up. It's right up there now. Everyone's improved. Everyone's signed new players, better players. And we've got some players that are dropping down from the Championship, which is Tier 2, to come into this division. And it is absolutely scary what teams are doing. So this season is going to be a battle to the end. It will go all the way to the last day. I guarantee you that. I'm not even gonna joke about it, because that's what is going to happen. It's going to be a fight to the end. There's going to be about 6 teams in it. I guarantee you, 6 teams. Anyone from 6 will be fighting it out to win the league. So, but yeah, like I say, Wealdstone, we're also at a new home this year. We're at Wealdstone Football Club. They were brilliant with us today. Great to be there, and we thank them for all their hospitality today. The stewards were fantastic, bar staff fantastic. Everyone was just brilliant. It was so nice to be at a game, and great to see so many new fans there today. 330 was the attendance. But there was lots of new faces there, and I really hope that they all enjoyed it today and they come back again. Saying that, we haven't actually got a home game now for about 2 weeks, possibly 3, which is an absolute killer. We should have had one next week, but the fixture got changed, so they've reversed it. So we now go down to Bridgewater next weekend instead of Bridgewater coming to us. But yeah, like I say, 14 new signings over the summer. A lot of them play today. All of them fantastic. They barely put a foot wrong, apart from conceding 2 goals, but conceded 2 absolute worldies. If you ever get the chance to see it, one was 45 yards. It was almost like Sarr-esque. And the other one was a left foot volley on the edge of the box that was on the angle that shouldn't have been allowed. You don't do shooting from that range. September 11th next. Cheers, Woody. Appreciate that. Good to see your typo errors are sorted out. A miracle. But yeah, a fantastic game today. Like I say, I just can't fault the girls. They threw the kitchen sink at Gillingham at one point, and they were still standing firm. But eventually, the defence crumbled, and we nicked a winner. It's great. It was great to get the season off to a win as well. So I can't really ask for any more than that. But like I say, people, please come down and watch the girls now. This is, I've been going now. This is my 5th season of watching them, and I love it. They're all really dedicated. They are up for it. The crazy thing is, right now with Watford, the girls have got about 6 players missing. Those 6 are almost back, and you've already got a full strength team out. Now, where the hell do you fit another 6 players in? I simply don't know. I think we're going to need a cup run or 2, but we will hope and pray that happens. But yeah, please, guys, come down to Wealdstone. There's so much down there. There's so much space, plenty of seating, standing behind one of the goals, standing on the sides as well. Couple of fair few seated areas with plenty of seats, plenty of facilities, plenty of parking as well. I could reiterate this: there is plenty of parking. Plus, the tickets are also in advance before the game that are actually at a real good price as well. You can't really beat it. So honestly, after what happened this summer with the Women's Euros, finally came home. Buzzing I was that night. That's another story for another time.
Definitely.
Got a bit drunk as well. But yeah, no, it's time. It's time to end all the stigma. If you've got, I always say this now, and I say it when I mean it. If you're at home and you've got kids, especially girls, if you let them watch the men play, why won't you bring them to watch their own sex play? And that one I'll leave with you lot. But yeah, a truly great performance today. And did you sort out a date for the Birmingham game? Halsey, not yet. We're still working on it down here. Don't worry about that. There's going to be a surprise going up north soon. Yes, it is up north in a big way, en masse as well. Nice. But yeah, like I say, big shout out to the new GM, George Wells today. He was fantastic. Lovely to meet the guy. He's so down to earth, very approachable. New management as well. We've got a new manager. He's been brilliant. He was there at the back end of last season as one of the coaches, but he's now made the step forward. Been brilliant. He's really friendly. And also one thing the girls are doing again, they're signing autographs and programs and posing for pictures after the games. So there's another reason to bring the kids down, because they'll get to meet the players at the end. It's not just this, oh yeah, the game's over, they're going to walk off, get the bags and go home. They'll actually come and see you. They'll come over after they've had a little huddle and a little warm down, and they'll sign programs, have selfies and everything to make the day even better. Also even better when they win as well. Yeah,
obviously, mate. Yeah, so moves, mate. Great to have you back on, mate, and we'll definitely get you on as much as we humanly possible on a Sunday to get the review of the women's. Mate, if you're, we'll be honoured to have you on, mate. If you be patient enough to let us have you on as well, mate.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, if I'm providing I'm available, mate. You know me, I'm always tied up doing this, that, and everything at the minute. So yeah, I'll be more than happy to come on, and hopefully some of you guys listening, watching, wherever you are, if you're nearby in the area, please come down. Come down and watch one game, and I guarantee you're going to be hooked. Yeah.
Yeah, Moobsy is the top geezer. Look forward to our next partner for 100%. I'll second that.
Yeah, the last time I got a tad messy, Halsey, I know that much. I'm still recovering.
Definitely, mate. You drink it, Jesus. No, it never happens, mate.
Nah, it's a cardinal sin. That's why I go to church on a Sunday.
That's it, mate. Yeah, the sins will be cleansed until you start drinking again, mate. So at least it's worthwhile,
Exactly.
isn't it? Right, Moobs, mate. Thank you ever so much. I'll speak to you the next week or so. But look, thank you ever so much for getting a fantastic review of the women's team first game of the season. We'll definitely get you back in a couple of weeks to review the next game. If you're free, mate. So thank you very much.
Yeah, of course, mate. No worries. Great to be. It's nice to be on. Nice to be on.
It's a pleasure having you on, mate. As always. No, cheers. I'll probably see you next Saturday anyway, mate. So keep your
Yeah, I'll be at the game at some point. I've got to go to work first, but I'll be in the stadium.
Very nice.
Very nice.
See you later, mate. Take it easy.
Cheers, guys.
See you, mate. That's Moobs. Thank you very much, Moobs. Absolutely brilliant. Bring on the photo booth holes. He's saying, right, okay, we're going to shoot off right now, but look, massive thank you to everyone, including Moobsy, for coming on. All your comments, all your topics, and well done to the women. Fantastic to get off the mark for them first game of the season. Obviously, we'll be posting up as much fixtures, news as we possibly can, even if it's just, lazy retweets of news that are already created and screenshots. We'll do that to give you the best information as quick as possible. So yeah, once again, massive shout out to Moobsy for over to give his fantastic review of the women's game. Yeah, Dino, thank you ever so much, mate. Any last words, mate, before we sign off?
Nah, just keep behind the team, keep going with them. We will hammer a side soon. We just got to be patient and it'll come good. It's fine at the moment. I don't see the need to panic at the moment, let's say.
No, definitely not. And just remember, massive shout out to Luther and Neil Price, Watford legends amongst many, for us being honoured to be in association with the Watford Football Club, former Players Club. And now obviously head on over to facebook.com/TaylorMade Players and just hop on over to mixcloud.com/live/Nigel Callahan for his DJ set, amazing DJ set, and massive shout out to Callie for coming on the show in the week. We will see you next Friday, TMA Friday Night Live with myself and guests and friends as we preview the game against QPR on Saturday at the Mecca. So we'll see you then at 8 o'clock, YouTube and Twitter. Like I say, it will be on Facebook in another 9 days once my Facebook ban is up. So have no fear, we will be back. So yeah, thank you ever so much, guys and girls. You've been absolutely amazing. As always, you've been beautiful. We've been TMA. It's good night for the young man.
It's good night from Pidge.
See you later, guys.